Hello YouTube, this is Trynet here. I'm going to show you a comprehensive primer on the Gishki deck. A deck I took to a regional in Philly a couple weeks ago and didn't do very well, but it inspired some other people to play the deck. And Alan Pennington recently had a tournament report where he played the deck in Florida to 13th place at a regional. So yeah, I'm going to start with the deck list. The first thing you'll notice is that it's not really organized by spell, trap, or monster. I don't really find looking at it in that way as to being very effective, so I set it up this way. How it's set up is you have your dead cards, or your cards that rely on having a draw spell in order to have use and to help you dig further into your deck. You have your filler cards, as in the cards that don't really take up space in your deck, because they just cycle for another card immediately. And you have your draw spells, which are the things that go with the dead cards in order to help dig through your deck more effectively. There's two kinds of these draw spells. You have your draw spells that need to have one of these in order to be used, and you have your draw spells that can be used with other draw spells, but they're less efficient when you do use them that way, such as Hand Destruction or Dark World Dealings. There's also a subset in the draw spells department of the Card Destruction, Magical Mallet, and Magical Stone Excavation. These are interesting because the Card Destruction helps dig in a different way than Hand Destruction does, because it just pitches your whole hand. Card Destruction can be used for helping get you out of a lot of situations that any of your other draw spells really can't. These are probably the two worst cards in the deck, the Magical Mallet and the Magical Stone Activation, but we'll get into that later. So I'm just going to start by vocalizing the deck list out here. We have 3 Salvage, 3 Gishki Aquamirrors, 3 Gishki Shadows, 3 Gishki Vision, 2 Gishki Mind August, and 2 Gishki Soul Ogre. Into the filler category, we just have the 3 Voids, 3 Upstart Goblins, 3 One Day of Peace, and a Royal Magical Library. Then in the draw spells, we have Card Destruction, Magical Mallet, Magical Stone Excavation, 2 copies of Dark World Dealings, 3 Hand Destructions, 3 Moray of Greeds, and 3 Trade-ins. So I guess this is where I should probably say what the basic win condition and the idea of the deck is. So your end goal is to get down to 0 cards in deck, and then summon an Gishki Mind August to make a pile of cards that you're going to draw into, which lets you summon another Mind August in order to set up another pile, which you'll also draw, and it creates an infinite loop where you eventually end up decking your opponent out. I'll show you how to do that in the next segment coming up just shortly.